We're live.
Live on the TikToks, live recording. We had some technical difficulties last month.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so
It's not my first rodeo. Like I've lost whole episodes.
well, we lost that one. I think I was emotionally unspent. So. Birthday month, a couple other things going on. CapCut was not being my friend. AWS servers nationwide. We haven't really dribbled down to why it happened, but we just told me, what do you say, Darren? If at first you don't succeed?
Try again.
Or if you can't get, if you're riding the bike and you fall down,
get back up again.
Do some fucking wheelies.
Or break your collarbone like Rafferty.
Yeah. Don't ride Red Rock at 35 miles per hour and take one over the rail.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Wear
your helmet, kids.
We lost an episode, which had a lot of great content. There's the lost leader. But we're going to call this one episode 32.2, the perplexity of the October Pluribus. There's a little resonation there, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to come back. We're just going to go ahead and eat that one, mark that one up to learning. In this episode, we're going to talk sports talk. We're going to talk some LV Aces as they wrapped up their seasons. VGK has started theirs. Oh, the Raiders. Oh, the Raiders. We're going to talk some airport talk. We're going to talk some big conventions that are happening either right now or about to happen. We're going to talk some strip talk, like some Las Vegas talk, and then we're going to talk some pop culture talk. And then we're going to wrap up with some cheers talk. A lot of talk.
Am I about to get naked? Strip talk? Is that a thing on TikTok?
I mean, both the phones are on poles.
Nobody would want to see that ever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's a market for everything, right?
And then as we're full on into autumn, I pulled out of my ice chest from Blake's Hard Cider, the limited series cider mill donut.
Nice.
Hard cider, 6.5% of flavorful fun. So
did they make the PB&J one that you liked so much?
I think so. Yeah, they've got like the mixed berry. They have a few different things going on.
They've got like flavors of it. This is like reminiscent of the the old days when vodka. Remember when they rolled out like the Tutti Frutti vodka and all that stuff?
Yeah, because I mean, what says completion in life? Like, what was it? The brand Pinnacle, like Swedish fish flavored vodka.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Old Bay one they had?
I did not.
Yeah, they had an Old Bay one. I think recently somebody had rolled out a Tabasco bourbon. I think Jim Beam did.
Oh.
Or Dickel. No, Dickel did.
I mean, nothing for you and I is going to outpace Jägermeister Cold Brew.
Well, did you see the orange Jaeger? I sent you that a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, it's not real until we see it on the shelf.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on the shelf. I'm not going to ever buy it, but if a bar does have it, I'd probably do a Jaeger bomb.
Absolutely.
With it, just to try it, right?
Absolutely. So a few of us asked, we're back. Our hiatus is over, and we're going to end this intro segment and go into the body of it in a moment. We are Vegas Day Drinkers. This is episode 32.2. The perplexity of the October Pluribus. Sip, socialize, shine. Here we go.
Welcome to the spot where the good times flow. Chris and Darren behind the bar, putting on a show in Vegas where the sun shines bright and the stories unfold. Grab a pipe, pull up a chair, let the good times roll. Sip, socialize, shine, that's the motto we live by. From the strip to downtown, beneath the desert sky. Walls tell tales, bars tell lies, but here we speak the truth. For the Vegas Day Drinkers, finding joy in our youth.
And we're back.
We're back, episode 32.2, the perplexity of the October Pluribus. We're going to talk Pluribus.
Out of one many, or out of many one?
Out of many one, yeah. Take that, Latin.
This is a reference to the new Vince Gilligan show that I just watched the first couple episodes of.
I watched episode 1. We're going to talk about that in a few.
And if you're a Breaking Bad fan or Better Call Saul fan, it is more akin to what he got famous for, which was the X-Files. So don't expect a Breaking Bad moment, but I enjoyed it.
You've got your hat on right now. Are you Heisenberg?
Jeffrey Heisenberg.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here's the hard apple cider.
Yeah. Sweet, sweet nectar.
This is like drinking breakfast. That's delicious.
Yeah, not bad, right? A little cinnamon note, cinnamon sugar donut.
This episode brought to you by Blake's Hard Cider.
Yeah. Not that they know that, but we'll call them afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
So last month when we talked sports, Las Vegas Aces were just getting ready to go into Game 6 and 7 of their attempt at another WNBA championship. Backwards future note, they won.
Yeah.
So
they had a parade and everything.
Trophy number 3 in the last 4 years. Dare we say we have a ladies dynasty in the Las Vegas Valley?
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Asia Wilson, all these individual accolades, the team, other accolades. They had the parade a couple Fridays back at Toshiba Plaza.
Yeah, I think the Seattle Storm have more championships under their belt, though, right? I think they have 4, right?
I'm not sure.
3 or 4.
Because we're
Are they tied?
We're 30 years into WNBA.
Yes.
So I mean, obviously we've kind of had our little myriad of like teams, much like the NBA, much like NFL, where you get these kind of dynasty runs. But Asia did separate herself with some of, she is the first 4-time MVP.
Yes.
I think. Outpacing Lisa Leslie and somebody else.
Sue Bird.
Sue Bird, yeah. Fact check. I'm not completely sure on all that. So if you guys want to comment about that, I'm sure you'll let us know.
My WNBA knowledge is I think outpaces my NBA knowledge.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, which that just started too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's they're
Didn't you post something on Facebook about wasn't it clickbait about them talking about not playing until they make as much as the NBA players or something like that?
Yeah. So Angela,
obviously taken out of context, but whatever people can do to get some clickbait in front of you.
What's her name? Angela Reese. She's the one that has all the hippity dippity with Caitlin Clark, and they kind of go back and forth. That's this current generation's Bird versus Johnson type of thing, if that's what they're trying to create.
Yeah.
And obviously says that the WNBA players should, make an
we know
equal
that
wage.
The WNBA is the NBA puts more money into the WNBA than they make currently.
This is true.
Right.
So yeah, you've got Big Daddy NBA Credit Bank.
So it's a future investment.
Sure.
For a growing brand, I mean, if you go to a game here, it's incredible. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, I think amongst other things too, the Aces are the first team in the history of the WNBA that sold out their season tickets.
That's crazy.
That was a few years back. I mean, in the current run,
and sold out a major stadium to see 2 players play against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
which was insane. Was that Allegiant or was that T-Mobile?
T-Mobile. They transferred over from Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay, and they went over to T-Mobile for a couple of
which
games
is like 3 times the seating, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there's obviously more acknowledgement in the city and not the country for that fact. I've been
just so everybody knows. I don't know if everybody knows this, but there are actually more women on the planet than men. Isn't that weird?
How about that?
51%.
How about that?
Hey, who would have known?
Don't tell Scott Galloway.
Or any of the, misogynistic males out there.
Sure. So congratulations, Aces. You're in your off season now. The fruits of your labor, the Cavassiers of your lips.
Cavassier. I dated a girl named Francine Cavassier a million years ago. Yeah.
Did you?
For a brief moment, yeah.
Okay.
So every time I see Cavassier, I think of Francine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Luxury brands and all that.
She was a luxury brand for me. That's why it didn't work out.
Aces are done. Knights are back in play. Currently, as we record this on the 8th of November, 2025, second in the Pacific Division right now behind, I want to say, the Anaheim Ducks. Watched a few games. I think they lost the last one Thursday night. But the big news in the early season is Stone's out with a wrist injury.
Whoops.
But Jack Eichel signed, I think, one of the largest contracts in NHL history ever. 8 years, $108 million.
That's great for him.
So Mr. Eichel is not doing too bad.
No. Nope.
Probably afford some of those nice shaved steak sandwiches.
He's probably living in one of those nice houses in McDonald's Highlands over there.
Yes.
In Vegas. Have you seen some of those houses?
Yeah, they're insane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't live in Vegas or listening from afar, they are literally just going into the side of every mountain around this valley right now and making these colossal mansions.
mansions in all the hills, so they can look down at all their little underlings.
With desert view, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. If you can't see the stratosphere, what can you see?
Yeah, I mean, what's the point, right?
So we have two teams that are professional prowess in the valley that have been doing well, past, present, future, and then we have
Wait for it. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the newest franchise in town, the Raiders.
The Raiders, yes. Oh, the Raiders. And before you joined me the other night to watch Thursday Night Football, where the Raiders lost 10-7 to the AFC West divisional opponent Broncos, I have to say that was probably one of the worst games I've ever seen.
It was wonderful. I hate the Raiders.
I mean, I don't like the Raiders either, but I wanted the Raiders to win to kind of keep it closer in the division for my Chiefs.
So my hatred spawns from the old school AL West, right? Was it the old school AL West?
Yep.
It was Seahawks, Raiders, Chiefs, and Broncos, right?
Yep.
And so it just kind of stuck with me over these years, even though I have no reason to. But hey, why not, right?
His inner Steve Largent spoke.
Jim Zorn.
What was one of your quarterbacks? Dave Krieg?
Dave Craig was
one
one of
guy
them.
back in the day?
That was like the first time they ever went to the playoffs was when Dave Craig was
Okay.
in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, I think 87, 88, something like that.
You guys, if you want to know if you've ever been having a day drinking episode, you need a little sugar rush. One of these ciders is probably what you want to go for because it gives you a little zing.
Speaking of Seattle teams, we didn't talk about. We would have, but we hadn't done one in a while. The championship with the Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
Mariners almost made it one of the greatest playoffs I think I've ever seen in my entire life against the Toronto Blue Jays, and then moved on into one of the greatest World Series series of all time.
Look at DB with a little segue of the World Series. Not going to even talk about it. But here we are.
I could care less about the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm like, move on.
Raiders done, World Series talk, go.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, not a huge baseball guy myself. I mean, obviously, like loyal to my Royals, but they just barely missed the playoffs. But yeah, watch pretty much every game of the World Series, and to be in the shadows. Don't forget to adopt pets and pet safe. No.
Yeah, that's my grandma kitty going, why are you guys talking so loud?
Alex Rodriguez said this, who played once for the Mariners, probably perhaps the best World Series he's seen in his lifetime, and I'd have to concur.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
it went one of the tied for the longest game in history.
Yep.
One of the 18 innings.
Yeah.
Or was it 15? 15 or 18 innings. 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously the game 7 down to the wire, literally the 8th inning.
I mean, obviously they had a $400 million contract, and they talk about buying championships, but the Yankees didn't even. Well, they made the postseason, but they didn't even get to the final. So it's like, if the Yankees aren't going to do it, the Dodgers aren't going to do it. Somebody else is going to stop. Maybe it's the Mets next year. Who knows? But I mean, just the talent level on that. I mean, passively, I've always appreciated Clayton Kershaw, so it was a nice tip of the hat for him to go out with another World Series victory. That was the third in his career, and he started a Dodger and he retired a Dodger. Which
is saying something nowadays. Loyalty is only a dollar sign away.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's done very well in life, too. He's not making the money that Ohtani makes. But
Ohtani, I think if he keeps playing the way he's playing right now, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
And we're talking like Babe Ruth level here.
Yes. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
That's saying something.
Yeah. So congratulations, Dodgers. That might be a statement that some of you don't like.
And you think about, like, the Mariners have been synonymous for being like the team that has, profiled Japanese players. And now Dodgers have kind of usurped that. And I think maybe the Dodgers will become probably the most popular team in Japan, Major League Baseball team.
Oh, of course.
It's always been the Mariners for years. But now I think Dodgers are kind of taking that. They're like, we want this market too.
Yeah.
It's big money.
It's all about expansion. And then, here we are in the middle weeks of the NFL. And I think you have the first Germany game this week with, in the morning, Indianapolis Colts playing, I forget who, in Berlin Olympic Stadium. So the first game in Germany.
Didn't you go, you went to London to watch a game once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it?
It was the Jets and the Broncos.
Jets Broncos.
Yeah, a few years back. So
how cool is that?
I mean, you obviously have your European component of fans, but you have, especially from the East Coast, it's so easy to get over to London.
How was it like? Anything like soccer or football over there, where where they queue up at the pubs and march on down the street, or anything like that at
What
all over there?
I sure
Or
the hell did.
well, I know you did. I know
Yeah.
you did, obviously. But
No,
was
yeah,
it-
I mean, especially around if you're in South London and you're up in North London where the stadiums are or whatever, they're not doing it down there. But if you're in proximity to the stadiums, you have the fan bases out there drinking. And then,
did you have any Euro trip moments where like, I'll take the morning train?
no,
Who was it? What was the guy's name? The professional footballer that was in that scene?
oh, Vinnie Jones,
Vinnie Jones. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is one of the funniest moments.
Manchester United, great actor. So, and
That was one of the funniest moments in at least comedic cinema in the last 20, 30 years.
oh, you fucking eye ties!
If you've never seen that movie,
Oh,
watch Euro Trip. It's
Always
classic.
what was that, like 2003 or 4?
Yes.
Always laughable. So many good scenes in that. Enough about sports. We don't know anything about sports. Let's talk about something we do know, where we park our asses 4 or 5 days a week, the airport.
Oh yeah.
So a few things going on there. Just announced that they're going to deconstruct the Sky Chef building, and the county approved a new high-rise parking garage. to
Oh
be
wow.
built.
So they're going to build it right at where Sky Chef is?
I believe so, from what I read
Wow.
in the article. And then it's over there by the jet fuel tanks, the
Yeah.
storage tanks. So there's some hem and haw about that, about safety protocols, which I can understand.
Hey, like I walk by those things every day, and I imagine in my head a Hollywood moment, where they explode.
Yeah, well, I mean, so it's supposed to be 5,500 parking spaces in this garage to be built. And then on the top of the building, they're going to have solar. So there's one concern about the solar reflecting into the pilot's eyes is either they take off or I guess more so landing because of closeness to the strip, the landing strips.
So that's stupid because the sun comes up opposite direction, so they just aim them that way, and you lose the last couple hours of the day. But whatever,
Yeah.
that's kind of dumb.
There's that, and obviously the more nefarious thing about if somebody was so inclined, as per the Route 91 tragedy, that somebody goes in there and tries to, blow up one of the tanks from one of the levels in the parking garage.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, anywhere.
So they said in the article they were supposed to put security walls up, so that would not be allowed or permissible.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you always have a motivated deviant,
You can't
yeah.
stop. And I can't imagine that a gun or anything like that would be able to do any damage to one of those things.
Not a gun, but I mean, again, we live in a open carry state, and there's a lot of fun things that people buy out here.
Yeah,
True.
We do have the SHOT Show, which is. Have you ever been to that?
I have not.
SHOT Show is like where the cop. It's like a cop show. They sell like equipment for like.
See here, I thought it was for people that day drink, they do shots.
It could very well be. I'm sure there's plenty of that drinking going on there. That's for sure.
Ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah.
So that's going. I don't know when that is even supposed to start to happen, but that was just in the paper a couple days ago. Obviously, you worked yesterday. I worked yesterday. They announced early yesterday that the federal government announced that there's going to be a reduction in some of the nation's busiest
10%,
airports.
40
up to
airports.
10%. Yeah, 40 of the
Harry
airports.
Reid's one of them.
And so they said yesterday they're going to have about approximately 100 flights that were either going to be delayed or canceled coming in and out of McCarran.
Now, I talked
Harry
to
Reid.
somebody that I know that works for DOT, and they were like, it's BS. They don't have to.
Yeah.
The people, they're not getting paid, but they're gonna get paid, and it sucks, but I mean, it's just, I think it's just the current administration's way of like trying to, everything they seem to be doing is just like, oh, let's make life more difficult for them.
Sure.
It doesn't seem like there's much concern about everyday people.
Well, I guess the concern is going into the holiday season. I mean, we're not into it proper, but
And as far as the shutdown goes, like the Congress has been out of session for 7 weeks.
yeah,
They haven't even been at work. They're saying that they don't think that unless they're saying that what am I trying to say here? They're saying that they won't go back to work until there's an agreement.
right,
How can you come to an agreement if you're not at work?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Zoom call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Whatever. It's stupid. Anyway,
Should we even talk about what happened in New York this week?
what happened in New York?
The election of the mayor.
Oh no, no, let's not talk about that. That's I think it's well. I guess we'll take a moment, but I think it's funny because like everybody's concerned about this guy, and I'm like, how many people do you know that actually live in New York?
Right.
How is this going to affect you? It's not, but there seems to be a lot of people that really care about this more than they actually should. Like, why don't you just worry about what's going on at home rather than what's going on somewhere you don't even live, which is kind of crazy to me.
Well, speaking of home and more closer to home, I participated in something for the first time in my life this way.
What's that?
I stood in a picket line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
I carried a
that?
poster. Well, Darren, talk soupy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had to. I didn't have to. I wasn't forced. It was my own personal decision. But I mean, we've talked about this before personally and then in public that, I have my pros and cons on both sides of it. I have my, as most people do with, union membership and things that they do and they don't do. And I communicated that to some of my quote unquote leadership within the union that there is a communication breakdown.
For sure.
And there was a lot of people that didn't even know about it. Like it was kind of happen chance, Lucy Lou, Goosey Goo. Last week, I'm like, wait, when? When is this?
Yeah.
And then the premise kind of became like, well, if you don't want to participate, that's fine. But if we don't, and so my company is considered a DBE, which is an acronym for Distressed Business Enterprise. So we operate under the umbrella of HMS, but we are not HMS. So it's usually for minority-owned companies or small business association opportunity.
Basically, what he's saying is that HMS does not, or Avolta now, which is the main company,
Yes,
does not look like a monopoly. So they get
correct.
they give the not monopoly 10%.
As we all do air quotes, these opportunities.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we are, I would probably say across the valley, the smallest representation within the Culinary Bartenders Union, because the Strip has their new contract. Fremont Street has theirs. HMS has theirs. So here we have these, 400, stacked actors that are playing, bartenders, FFEs, servers, and whatnot in the airport. So let's just say they've severely undermined all the existing contracts for all the other businesses on the Strip, Fremont Street, and whatever. And
so basically, in layman's terms, they basically everybody on the Strip signed new contracts, except for this particular area.
Yes.
And now they are way undercutting because of the downturn in traffic. So they're trying to
boo-hoo,
Yeah.
woe is me, this has been a down year, we're not making the money that we did make. Now, mind you, that it is still the top 10 busiest airports in the country.
Yeah.
And the Jersey Mike's, of which we operate out of and sell subs every day, is the busiest Jersey Mike's in the country.
And also we're top 5 most expensive airports in the country.
This is true.
And for some reason, the hardship is real, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just told somebody yesterday they raised prices, and I now sell you a double Cadillac margarita for $35.72.
Holy moly!
Yeah. Now, premium ingredients. I'm not justifying, but it's like, for what they want to increase the wage to, it's basically double of what half of what that drink is. So
Don't get me started, Chris.
I know. So that's something I'm dealing with apparently, and my 399 other constituents.
Let me start. I'm going to start just for a second. So these super rich people, I get it. Everybody wants to be rich. You're a billionaire, whatever. The fact of the matter is that once you hit the $30 million mark, you're not going to be any happier. It's not going to do anything for you. Yeah, you're going to be able to buy bigger yachts, but you're still going to be just as equally happy.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it. The only reason for it is greed and hubris. That's all it is. So that's my personal take on it. Yeah, be you know what? Start a company, be as rich as you want to be. Those are my personal opinions. I'm not saying stop it. I'm just saying there's no point to it.
Right.
And like these companies, I'm telling Chris, the amount of money they pay the lawyers just to negotiate these contracts, they could probably just pay these guys what they want, and it would be, similar.
Yeah, and if in the week that Elon negotiated with his shareholders at Tesla, where it will make him the first trillionaire, is that correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have the phrase that your dick can only get so hard.
When you have so much money that your kids won't be able to spend it all, that's just, it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah. We can have these arguments all day. And I know somebody's going to chime in with the clips. They're going to be like, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But it is what it is.
And I'm all about a side hustle, and I mean, I know that union bartenders make more than most minimum wage people in the country, and I'm not being righteous or pious. It's just like, just look at the level of everyone else in town, and just even be competitive with that.
You have to be competitive, and there's one thing throughout history is that businesses, enterprises, kingdoms never want to pay people what they're actually worth.
Right.
They never have, and they never will, all throughout history. So, and I believe that we're kind of in the cusp of a let them eat cake moment where, they're like,
So that's why we do this podcast, because we want to like it, grow it, and have our own thing where we're not relying upon people that don't even sit in the ivory towers in Las Vegas, but from afar and make these decisions.
And we like to drink cider mill donuts.
Sweet, sweet cider. So like, subscribe, comment. I'm excited again because we're blasting. If everything goes right and the technology is back on our side, we'll be blasting back out again across all the socials soon.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple new outlets.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So we're kind of like went into this with like a little bit of a trepidatious step. But
well, me personally, I'm just let it go and move on.
Yeah.
You have a little harder time.
Yeah. I sat over the laptop and PC a few times in the last month like this. And I'm like, why? What is, clearing cache? I'm not done with technology. That's CACHE, not CHSH, but I spent some of that trying to figure out the issue too.
And, why figure out technology when you can just drink?
Yeah. So it's just F it and just give me another shot of that mythical orange Jägermeister we haven't found yet.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we need to find it.
This is probably true.
This is definitely true. This is where I draw the line, like where I say, the line must be drawn here and no further. Orange Jaeger is a no-go for me.
Yes.
But I'll try it. I'll try anything once.
So as we finish up our airport talk for the week, we just finished one of the big conventions of the year. It's finalizing, I believe today. They did the big concert event last night, but SEMA. And for whatever, SEMA, which I always seem to forget what the acronym is for.
I don't even remember what it is either.
That's why I wrote it down.
Good for you. What is it?
It is the Specialty Equipment Marketing Association of America. So
nice.
It's not the car manufacturers per se, like the Fords and the Teslas and the Audis and the Chevys and all that.
It's the aftermarket.
It's everything aftermarket that can go on it, in it, up it, whatever. I mean, if you want a microchip to make your car go 5 miles per hour more, they sell it. You want an aftermarket spoiler, wheels, whatever, they have it. So usually I think it gets in the high hundreds of attendees.
This year they're down like 30%, right?
I don't know the number. I mean, it was a little lighter this year. And
stands to reason. I mean, everything,
But I mean, still, I think they probably had 130 or 40,000 people.
That's crazy.
Which is a lot of bodies.
I used to attend the show. I used to work next door to the convention center, and people would always give me their badge because they're like, "Here, I'm leaving early. Take a look."
Yeah.
And I go over there, and it just again, like what we were just talking about, the excess. They take these cars and they buy like a Bugatti and they gut it and they put another, a $250,000 car, they gut it and put another $100,000 into it.
Yeah.
Just redesigning it. I get it, it's aftermarket and that's where the money is, that's where they make their money. But it just boggles my mind. I don't know if you saw the pictures at the Wynn. There was I guess there was over $300 million worth of Bugattis on the Wynn golf course.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah, insane. But they are very cool to look at. Like, and I would love to actually own one.
Did you say a moment ago, did you say badge or vag? Because
Badge.
that's a good, I thought you said vag, because that's a good segue.
Into?
Because SEMA's wrapping up, but next weekend we have BravoCon.
Oh, is that coming back?
The every other year event from the people of the Bravo network, so all the people that bring you the Real Housewives of New Jersey,
That was
the Real
what?
Housewives of Orange County.
2 years ago?
Yeah, so they hop, skip, and jump every other year.
Hey, man.
So the panel discussion with
There will be, if you can get here next week, there will be a massive increase in cougars all around town.
Oh, it's priceless, because I had no idea this event, and last time was the first time it ever happened. And I'm sitting at the airport, and I saw, as much as I did this with technology and trying to figure it out, I'm sitting there at the airport bar just doing this.
There will be a massive increase in the amount of queens around town as well. And there will also be a dearth of cougars everywhere. So, like, if you have a hard time with the ladies, your chances are going to increase exponentially.
It is
this
women
week.
fundamentally. I'm sure there's a few men, but
No, queens.
Oh, sorry.
Queens. Thank you.
Yes. Excuse my lack of verbose. That come from all over the country that absolutely lose their shit going to these panel discussions in the new Caesars Convention Center space over there behind the link.
I'm all for it, 100%.
Did you buy your tickets?
No, absolutely not. But you know what I'm a fan of. But I 100% endorse this convention. I think it's fantastic, and I remember having a great time just hanging out and talking to the people that were attending last year.
And we've talked
2
about
years
this
ago.
before. I mean, Vegas is very good at finding these niches that you would never think exist, and then suddenly it's before you, and you always use your example with Paul and those guys from Ice Cream Social, that they started this podcast however many years ago and have grown this into a fairly sizable convention at the Orleans, and it's like, no, obviously Bravo has a bigger fan base, and it's been, 15 or 20 years since the first one kind of aired. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think in my entire existence, I've seen maybe 2 episodes of any of them.
Any of what?
Any of the Real Housewives in said
yeah.
cities, or Andy Cohen talking about whoever to whoever about.
I wonder if he'll be a guest speaker.
I think he's the moderator.
Is he?
I think this is his this is his.
Oh, it's his thing?
His thing. This is his trillionaire package.
That's cool.
He's very heavily monetized from my understanding.
I'm sure he's doing just fine.
But it is, if you are on the Strip next weekend and if you can walk down and see it, it is a thing of equal beauty and despair.
The Vanderpump bars will be popping.
Lisa Vanderpump is just putting her Botox in right now, getting that
She's
perma
like,
smile ready.
Let's go.
Yeah, but so that's that I'm sure will be seemingly bigger from when it was 2 years ago. I don't think it's 130,000 people, but it still brings a fair amount of people in as we get ready for the late season rush of NFR and everything early next month.
Cowboy Christmas.
Absolutely.
Have you ever been to that?
Early on in my
I'm not a country fan, but it's a cool convention. It's massive. It's like there's so much neat stuff in there. It's like going to the Tractor Supply Company.
Yep.
You're like, nah, absolutely not. I think that's stupid. But then you go in there and you're like, I like this place. This is cool.
It's funny because Kenny Chesney was one of the guests last night on Bill Maher, and he's like, so you think my tractor's sexy? Trying to understand.
My uncle, he's passed, but he used to, he was super country. He grew up outside of Minot, North Dakota.
Okay.
But he used to rebuild those old international tractors back in the day, which I'm sure you've been around when you were younger.
Yeah, by assimilation alone, living in the Midwest.
Yeah. Those old, those old long ones that had a single metal seat.
Yep.
And they would just chug along.
Absolutely.
He restored some beautiful tractors.
Absolutely. Anyway. So that's conference talk. Let's talk strip talk. Did you see earlier this week that as of early next month, in some capacity, Mayfair Supper Club ceases operation?
That doesn't surprise me. Those things are, pretty trendy. They have their time, and then they come and go.
So if
it was a great place, it was fun.
It's not ceasing in complete operation, but the entertainment component of it is going away. So much of the reason why you sit in the former space where Fontana Bar is on Lake Bellagio Lake or Como Lake or whatever it is, you would go in there and have supper and then watch, a small band perform like
it was
old
neat.
school.
Did you ever go?
Once.
Yeah, it was neat.
They used to come into McMullen's quite a bit late night.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of spawned, over at Wynn, there's Delilah, very similar concept.
Yep.
Now, the restaurant is going to still exist, and they're going to go forward in the new year with a different entertainment team.
Yeah.
So I would assume that this was a play, as you talk about your powers that be, that they looked at the labor, the cost,
Yeah.
and why, no one I've known, I was making this joke this week, has ever said, you know what, the lamb chops at Mayfair Supper Club are really good.
Yeah,
No, everybody went to Mayfair Supper Club because for the show. And now
they did have a really cool dessert that was like a cigar. Did you have that?
No, I did not.
Chocolate cigar. So it was like a chocolate cigar in an ashtray. That
what up, chicken?
Yeah, that's my brother's chicken. In an ashtray, but it was all edible.
Okay.
So imagine eating an ashtray.
Yeah.
So it was unique. Does it sound appealing? Absolutely not, but
No,
it's really good.
But yeah, it's a gimmick. I get it. And then they also announced that Luke Combs is taking over the space where Margaritaville was, who was another country artist. I forget the name of the concept's going to be.
What a shame. You talk about Jimmy Buffet, Margaritaville. It was such a monster, concept in the 90s, in the 2000s. And it just, once he died, it just,
Yeah, I mean, the guy hasn't been passed away 2 years ago, and the whole thing
It's
is
gone.
just gone.
that's insane. That just it's just crazy to me that could go down that fast, but whatever.
Right.
It is what it is.
I mean, the parrot heads are still out there, but obviously they're not coming out, around Labor Day weekend or, whenever when he used to historically play once out here.
I used
the
to know
summer.
the corporate chef for Margaritaville.
Okay.
And fun story. Me and my ex were at dinner, and we were sitting by the stage, and Bill was his name. He brought out dessert, and he's like, "Hey, hang out for a little bit."
Okay.
And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Just hang out." And me, I need to know everything right away. And he's like, "Just hang out, dude." Okay.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, Jimmy Buffett came out, did a song, like a set, like 5 songs.
Nice.
Actually sang to my ex, which was phenomenal.
Okay.
And they comped my dinner as well. So
Yeah.
we not only got free dinner, and we got a free show, which
Yeah.
was there's nothing more Vegas than that. Just being able to, having that moment where you're just hanging out and
The
having that great
ultimate
thing.
old school VIP experience.
Yeah, it does happen, and it can happen in Vegas, and that's one of the great things about this town. Everybody says, this or that or whatever, but just real quick, how many people have you run into, celebrities over the years? I remember bumping into Rodney Dangerfield,
Yeah.
which was one of my favorites. I've seen Lady Gaga at Nomad.
Okay.
You just never know.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes up.
The guys from Killers used to hang out at McMullen's.
Yeah.
Back in the
absolutely.
day.
Yeah, before they were Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mr. Darkside outside McMullen's.
Yeah, you just never know, you just kind of, and that's what, like I said, just one of the beautiful things of Vegas. You come here, you never know what could happen.
So that's being developed for early next year, opening, and then kind of down the street at Crystal's around the corner there, Jason Aldean's themed restaurant that has been in operation for just about a year is already struggling. And then across the street there at the Bazaar Shops at, what are they calling it now, the Horseshoe, the 3-story bottled blonde that cost $40+ million to build out, I've heard is having struggles also.
Oh, really?
Even when they told me how much that cost, I was like, $40 million to open a restaurant. $40 million.
That's a whole nother story, but we'll save that for maybe the next episode. My thoughts, you posted that video of, or did you post that video of talking about the real estate investments in Las Vegas?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, go to his Facebook and check that out. Or
Yeah.
did you post it on Day Drinkers or?
I haven't posted on Day Drinkers yet.
So if you go to his personal Facebook feed, you'll see this video.
I suffer from bar ADHD, so when I'm doing like this with one technology, I kind of deviate and go over here to try and keep myself peaceful.
Which just goes to show you that nowadays you need these huge partnerships. Bottle Blonde. I mean, why would you go there?
Right.
It's terrible name, terrible concept.
Yeah.
Sounds like Bleach Bomb Bimbo. Your wife's not going to go there. Your girlfriends aren't want to go there.
But I think it's a deviation of Blondie's that was in the back of the Miracle Mile shops, right? Or it's a sister concept of that.
That sounds great. Good. But it's like what was the place in Town Square that is opening on the Strip? Blue Martini.
Yeah.
What local is going to want to go to the Strip to go to a club where there's going to be a bunch of douchey tourists?
Right.
That was the point of Blue Martini. It was for locals.
Right.
And I think that was a terrible move. Has it opened yet?
And kind of to that point, I brought this up this week too. You have these East Coast, casual fast food places or fast food places outright, like Zaxby's that's opened on Blue Diamond recently, and you have Mr. Bojangles, who have obviously bigger footprints in the South.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember there was not a Bojangles in Kansas City, I remember, but there was a Zaxby's. But I'd never really been, and when it opened, I tried it, and I'm like, eh. And then Mr. Bojangles out here has alienated a lot of people that knew it originally, because back east of the Mississippi, back there, you could get a bucket of chicken.
Yeah.
They don't currently offer that out here. You could get a salted ham, biscuit breakfast sandwich. they don't currently offer that out here. So they're trying to reduce their menu items, but use their brand to go into new markets. But then people that know what the market is are like, well, you don't have all the creature comforts. You're just another place selling chicken tenders. And it doesn't take as much labor I get to make chicken tenders as it does fried chicken.
Yeah.
But if you're going to charge me $27 for a bucket of chicken or whatever it costs now,
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, and then right where we pass quite often is they open that new Bojangles right there off the 215 in Decatur. And where the one earlier in the 2025 opened at Blue Diamond and Rainbow, I mean, there was cars around the block every day. Mm-hmm. This one still looks like it's not open because I think the word got out. All your hits you don't have on the menu.
So I think that Vegas is like a test market. How long have you been here now?
22 years.
22 years. So I'm 25 years. So when I moved here, there was like Uno's Pizzeria in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which came and went. What was the Bennigan's? Big, huge, great chain.
Yeah.
Came and went. And I think it's just a testing ground for these, restaurants, see if they can expand, see if they can make. Because you think about Vegas as a market, people, it's transient. People come and go. You have a brand here. You get people to go home and talk about it. It can spread. It's free advertising.
Which is another segue, which, you and I both love this place. And, Savay and I went down there on Halloween Day before it got too crazy. But the people that have the passion to start these brands, you hope that there's always going to be someone in each store that can replicate that. We know that's not the case.
No, but 100%.
But thinking about that as you make those comments, we went down to Silver Stamp, who we both know decorate quite well, if not the best for any bar in Las Vegas. I don't go out of my way to look for that, but Savay's a big Halloween fan, and Bravo. I took multiple pictures.
Yeah.
Not BravoCon, just Bravo.
And I was like, "Are you trying to get a job there? Because you're pushing it hard."
But there's the people that hang their name on the door are in there every day, and they take passion and pride in what they do, and I think that they get rewarded for it. And
it's small business.
Yeah.
That's.
But then they don't have to do all that.
That's what makes America great. Is the small business owners in America, not the corporations.
I get it, and it's a breath of little fresh air. And again, it was like haunted house level quality of like.
Yeah, I saw your pictures. They were great.
Setup, and they don't have to do that much, but they do. But I think as the arts district grows and there's more bars and there's more restaurants down there, that as people kind of like, hey, maybe we're not going there once a week. We're going to go check out this new place.
Well, I give downtown 5 more years because they'll kill it. They'll over commercialize it. They'll make it very expensive.
Yeah,
rents will go up, and you already see them transitioning down to Charleston and Eastern.
Sure.
Like with the other spot you love is Jive Turkey.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. I think that's funny. If we move on, I just noticed that you had put your thing about real estate in the notes.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even notice.
No. Do you wait? Well, we can. In Vegas talk this week, midweek, Golden Entertainment operates multiple properties, mostly the PTs. They own Stratosphere, Arizona Charlie's here in town. They have a casino down in Laughlin. They have a casino in Pahrump.
If you've ever been, PTs is just like the bar that everybody goes to, but everybody hates because it's like the Denny's of.
So yeah,
it's the Denny's of cocktail lounges.
This wasn't part of the deal, but Stratosphere, the 2 Arizona Charlies, Laughlin, Pahrump were real estate deals with Vichy, their Vichy group, which is the group that owns most of the real estate on the Strip. Pretty much all of the real estate, not the casinos, because it's a leaseback agreement. They rent the
land.
Yeah, it's a leaseback agreement, and this is what this became. So it was a $1.71 billion deal.
So if you're one of those people that complains about $20 beers and $35 margaritas, this is the reason why we have those things, because these people. This is my problem with this whole thing, is that these people that are investors that don't actually do any of the work, they just demand profits, are making these deals.
So do you feel like this is a lost boys, that this is the vampire that just came into the local market?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because it was good for the.
It is definitely not the saxophone playing vampire, that's for sure.
Yes, it was good for the shareholders that own Golden Entertainment. It was obviously good for Blake Sartini.
it will be bad for the shareholders because they'll load it up with debt and they'll buy it.
Well, ultimately, but like when it was announced or whatever, stocks went up that day, 35%. So
Yeah, again, people that are like day traders and those
Yeah.
people that are in the know of the deals, they make money off of the deal.
But then what it did for Vichy, the Vichy group is, if that's how you say it correctly, is it gave them an assured $87 million a year in rent.
Yeah.
So however the market in Vegas is going to go, on the strip, off the strip, whatever, they've now given themselves a footprint locally, where before previously it's just been pretty much on the strip.
And again, when you go in these places and buy a $30 cheeseburger, the reason that cheeseburger is $30 is because these investment groups that don't actually do anything but make money for their rich investors demand profit. So they demand $80 million in rent. Where does that come from?
Right.
Me and you buying $30 hamburgers.
Yes.
So that's just the way it is.
I did stop at Farmer Boys this morning and had the $11 breakfast burrito.
And how was that?
I wasn't really excited about $11, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, they didn't have the price on the board. I'm like, what am I getting myself into? And that was a la carte, but it was, it was good.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Chris, right now, don't do it again. Go into a green chili burrito over on Rainbow. It's in the gas station right there.
Okay.
They have an amazing breakfast burrito for $9.
Gotcha.
And they have the best green chili Colorado burrito ever. It's so good.
Look at that. Local.
And it's locally owned. So do yourself a favor, folks. Find the locally owned spots. Support them. Fuck these corporate assholes.
Speaking of other local
Excuse
things,
my language.
there's a little kerfuffle amongst the Irish and English in town because the probably most iconic English pub in Las Vegas that closed a year ago, July, the Crown and Anchor on Troppin, Maryland, has been repurchased by the brothers that owned the spot up on the west side around Durango and Spring Mountain, I want to say.
Have you been in there yet?
No, I have not.
I've seen some good social media banter about it, but not.
But they're taking the building, the bones, if you will, and reopening it as the Irish spot, supposedly by the end of December.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's called capitalism. If one thing doesn't work and somebody wants to buy it and turn it to the thing they want it to turn into, then that's what they're going to do.
I get that.
If you're British or you're Irish, you should have went in there and supported it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason it went out of business.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that you lost your crown, if you will. But I'm all for it, though, because the way the British treated the Irish, fuck the British.
I wasn't even going for that angle. I was going to say I thought they were pretty loyal, most of the expats, and I get that because that's the definite belief. There are some people, and Mr. McGarry said that to me the other day. There's some British folk here that just won't go into Irish pubs, and I get that, but
well, that's their bad,
Right, but I mean, it's I spent a lot of my money in the first 2 or 3 years in that pub,
and it had its moment.
Yeah.
But because the owners were cheap and they had that weird gaming license and the area became a hotbed for homeless and just the it had its downturn. That's if you live anywhere for any amount of time, it was already a shitty area when I moved here 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Guess what? 30 years later, 25 years later, it's crap. And just like everything, like when we moved here, Fremont, would you have gone east of Fremont when you first moved here in 2003?
Just to walk with my mouth open and be like, oh.
Yeah, the only reason you would even go over there was to be like, damn, this fucking part of town is bad.
That's where you buy smack.
But you would go, the Cauldron opened in like 2003, I think, and it kind of started this whole trend. And then Tony Hsieh came in and dumped a whole bunch of money into the area, and now it's revitalizing. But an area that was shit from the 90s even.
Sure.
A good 45 years. Now it's actually getting good.
Absolutely. Yeah, gentrification is real in Las Vegas.
All over the world.
That's a true statement. Let's wrap this segment up and come back with some cheers chat plus a couple other pop culture references and conversations. So, Sip, Socialize, Shine. Dare we say an offshoot is Sip, Socialize, Be More Interesting. We are the Vegas Day Drinkers.
What if you just want to be, Chris? What if you just want to be?
I mean, Paul McCartney last month, let it be.
Watch Pluribus.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
Be right back. We're back. Segment 3, Cheers Chats with the Vegas Day Drinkers.
Cheers talk.
Cheers talk. Cheers chat. Cheers talk.
Can I tell you a little funny story first?
What's that?
So we had a kerfuffle last week with the episode, or last month with the episode, and we've been away for a little bit. But Chris texted me today, and he's like, "Did you watch Cheers season 2, episode 3?" And I said, "We haven't even done 2 yet, Chris." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we did do 2.
Yeah,
this is round 2.
Yeah, 2.2.
Yeah.
Episode 2 of season 2 was called Little Sister Don't Ya, where Carla goes away on maternity leave and her sister helps step into the pub, and her character's name, who was played by Rhea Perlman, also just gussied up a little bit differently.
Which, if you had actually saw the clip we did, I didn't even realize it was her. Until now, granted, I watched the episode without my glasses on, so I wasn't really kind of paying attention. But I had no idea that Rhea Perlman actually was playing her sister.
Yeah. But her character's name was not Carla Tortelli, but it was Annette Lazzaponi.
Oh, nice.
And so this
a Lazzaponi,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, it was. It's pretty funny. And so she's in, I wouldn't say a chieftain, but she was just in these very pretty, like, little dress and very innocent and demure, a complete opposite of what Carla was in the show. And then little did the Cheers folk know that she was quite the...
She was Randy.
She was very
if
Randy.
You will.
She was Randy. So, and Cliffy became smitten with her, and he thought he was going to put a ring on it, but it took a couple of the other characters stepping in to inform him that she had more magic tricks than Doug. What was our magician's name at the time? Doug Hennepin or something like that.
Yeah.
But so it caused a little strife, and then she tried to make out with Sam, and Sam's still in the thrust of passion with Diane, and Diane's trying to put it to Cliffy, and then Norm gets involved. I've said it before, I say it again. I watched the episode again, even though I watched it last month, just to kind of refresh myself, and I was like, the writing holds up. It's just, as I watched it, much as I watched, because we've talked about this briefly before. Amazon acquired the whole James Bond library, so yeah. I didn't know what I wanted to watch the other night, and we can have the debate some other time of who's your Bond, my Bond, anybody's Bond.
Christopher Nolan is direct, right? No, Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah,
he's going to be directing the new one.
I mean, I was in the crux of my late teens and 20s when it was the Pierce Brosnan Bond. So
who was your Bond? Your first is always your Bond, so 2 is your first.
I mean,
because you're over convoluting it if you say otherwise.
I mean, I guess it has to be Brosnan.
Brosnan, really?
Yeah.
Mine is Roger Moore.
Yeah.
For your eyes only.
Yeah. I mean, I saw all the ones before that, but just that age group where it really started to resonate and make sense.
That Sheena Easton song, man, I love that song. Okay. And it's still, and that Submarine Lotus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
man.
absolutely. Yep.
Man.
Yellow, right?
No, it was white.
White. Okay.
They actually have it. If you go to Terrible's, just as you leave in Prim, as you're leaving Las Vegas or coming into Las Vegas, they have that car.
Is that still open?
Yeah, that giant. It's the largest gas station
I can't
in the world.
Like Whiskey Pete's and all the other stuff out there. So.
No, it's the gas station.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It was on display in there. I don't know if they've moved it because I haven't been there in a while, but.
Gotcha.
Because somebody doesn't need to stop for gas no more. I'm one of those guys.
Contributing to the trillionaire problem. So that's Cheers Chat, Cheers Talk for the week. But we're going to talk about a couple other pop culture things. He's referenced it a couple times already. It premiered last night on Apple. Pluribus.
Yeah.
Thoughts? I keep wanting to say, like, what was his name? Zane Lamprey. I keep wanting to say, like, Pluribus Plepus or something like that.
Pluribus Plepus?
We might have to rename the episode now.
Yeah. It's good. It's phenomenal. I love the first episode. I think it's a great opener. I don't know where they're going to go with it. I don't know how they can keep this whole thing up.
So I saw your post last night. I've seen the tile on a couple different, like on my Amazon, Prime account when I turn the television on.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss for me this month, because this is another one I went in blind with. Like last month, it was One Bad Thing After Another, the major motion picture film, which was fantastic, and I think we talked about that. And,
yeah, in the missing episode.
Yeah, 32.1 as we're calling it now.
Yeah.
So as we're on 32.2.
I saw what I think is going to is going to be one of the award winners of this season as well. Begonia,
Yeah, you were talking about that.
which is kind of what we were talking about earlier about corporate America.
Yeah,
It's an interesting movie.
but so Vince Gilligan, obviously TV screenwriter to the Hizzle, obviously created Breaking Bad, created Better Call Saul, wrote on X-Files back in the day. He's got a couple other things under his belt, which he didn't go into with a complete, unlimited budget, but he obviously got shopped around Hollywood. I was reading a Variety article this morning because I watched episode 1 last night. Episode 1 and 2 were released. I kind of dozed off on episode 2. And I was like, it wasn't what I thought it was. It's not bad. It's not good. I just don't know. And I probably was tired and I was trying to piece it together in my brain this morning. And obviously reading about it with perspective helps for me.
Yeah.
And then I did read a piece from Vince Gilligan, how he pieced it together. And what's the name of the actress that plays the protagonist in it?
I don't remember.
She was in Better Call Saul. So it kind of, he started writing this, I guess, before the pandemic, before AI had really hit the mainstream. So it kind of like, could it be an observation on society and his interpretation of it?
Well, he made a speech that really resonated with me a couple of years back. He was like, he's like, I wrote one of the greatest bad guys of all time. And that, us as a society as a culture, we have taken, since The Godfather, perhaps, and made the bad guys the good guys.
Yeah.
And what he said really resonated with me. He's like, we need to write better characters because right now, I think in society, we look at the bad guys as the people that are going to save us. And that is absolutely not what is going to happen. They're not good guys. They're bad guys. And we like to think of them as they are. The character of Heisenberg was a terrible person.
Sure.
He murdered people, and yet he is an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So what he said really resonated with me. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Well, and you said The Godfather, but I guess what always sparked it off in this golden age of television was probably to me like Tony Soprano.
But I mean, we would never have Soprano without The Godfather.
Yeah. And continuing on that point of like these bad characters, him coming and say like we need to write some good characters now. But they also kind of like when they were shopping with all these big streaming services and whatnot, his point too, like,
he probably he had his carte blanche. Anybody would have paid him to do the next series.
But like to the point where he said, I didn't want to just do, how like the last 20 years has been a Marvel movie or this movie or a remake. And it's like something like original content. And it is kind of fresh because, Survey just learned of Stranger Things and has binge watched all 4 seasons in the last week, but
fantastic.
When I watch Stranger Things, of course it's nostalgia because I lived through the 80s and it has all these tropes and you've watched it too.
Yeah.
And it is, but it's a callback to these original movies that, what were you saying earlier? Like these films that, you didn't know what you were getting.
Oh yeah. Well, like in the old days where, because you would ask me a question about Pluribus and like, how did they get from this to that? In the old days, in the 80s, when we watched a movie, they just did things and it was just accepted. And all throughout the 2000s and you have to explain everything and in ad nauseum. Like you have to know exactly how this thing works, what it works for, what it's from. And it just kind of, you just, when you're watching a film and you're watching a movie, you just like suspension of belief, you're just like, okay, this goes, this happens. Let's get there. Like in Stranger Things, it's the upside down. I'm like, we kind of get where it came from. It's from this Hawkins plant,
but in a weekend where we have the re-release of Running Man for the current adaptation,
which by the way looks amazing. Edgar Wright as the director, and he's phenomenal. You remember Hot Fuzz? Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah,
amazing. He's an amazing. And what's the one he did with the baby?
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
Yeah,
which is an amazing movie as well.
That was complete memory recall.
Yeah,
but like
this is more. It's more close to the source material as well.
Okay, but I saw the original Running Man, but I didn't know was it worthy of a remake. I guess it's out there now.
How many adaptations of Stephen King
Sure.
remakes have we already watched?
Sure, but again, to the point of like, it's just you keep rehashing the same stuff with the familiarity, and you think you're going to bring a certain base number in instead of just like, I think that was like circling back around to One Bad Thing After Another. It was a unique story, and I think I was just completely taken with it. Like, that's what good film or good movie
Yeah.
should be. You know, I was just like completely blown away with it.
One Bad Thing After Another. Is it new storytelling, or is it just telling an old tale as old as time in a new way?
Are you kind of subtly referencing a Disney song?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Um,
I mean, the story is one that's been around forever.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, but that's a topic
I guess
for a whole other day.
I guess original characters.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, have we ever had radical like hippies before? Of course. Have we ever had, military industrial complex that have overstepped their boundaries?
100%.
Sure. I mean, with
So
that,
can I ask you a question? When it comes to day drinking,
uh-huh.
when you've been day drinking and then you go to watch Pluribus, how many times do you have to watch Pluribus to get the whole story? Because you've been out day drinking. Because I don't know how many times I've watched something, and then the next day I was like, I think I don't remember what I actually watched.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know about day drinking, but I was pot roasting Miller Lite night drinking last night, so that's why episode 2 got a little long in the tooth.
That's
so
funny.
I'll have to rewatch that one. TikTok is blowing up again. It's making it circle around. I've read this before. Is Garth Brooks a serial killer?
What? I have not heard this at all.
Yeah. So there's little pockets out there that says if you look at Garth Brooks' career and his touring, and then like these major crimes that happen in these cities he's in. Yeah. And then they even talk about how his alter ego, when he did like that Chris Gaines album back in the day, is that his confession in public? That's who he is. Of course it's not, no, but I guess if you get bored on TikTok, you make stuff up.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Now,
well, have you ever seen Jimmy Kimmel he does a thing called the Rabbit Hole, where it's like this fake comedic conspiracy theories that he puts out there.
Okay,
they're pretty funny. Speaking of, you see, he canceled his show last night, and everybody's like, "Oh, did the government get him again?" Oh, apparently it's some kind of family emergency that we don't know about. But
is that in fact a rabbit hole?
Could potentially be one if you went down it.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say is shout out to my Kansas City folk this weekend, because it probably won't get published till after the event tonight. But Thunder Gong number 8 happens this evening in Kansas City,
which is a great charity
for my friend Billy and his Steps of Faith Foundation, who help people that lose their limbs from tragedy or disease that are not in the military, because the military has their own Wounded Warrior projects, get back to living their lives day to day. So it's an all-inclusive event, a night of music, a night of comedy, a night of song, and Jason headlines it again. I think you've got Brendan Hunt there, you've got Will Forte, Sam Richardson, Big Al Yankovic again.
Last year they had the whole cast of Ted Lasso, basically.
Yeah, Cristo Fernandez is back this year, and then a couple other characters that I'm not as familiar with.
Yeah, Weird Al did a song with what's her name? Who did Weird Al perform with last year?
Was it?
It was Hannah, right?
Was it Hannah?
I have to watch the clip again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
See, it must have been a day drinking thing.
Yeah. So as we've day drank enough for you guys on this episode, we're just going to beat it.
I guess that's the perfect way to leave it.
Yeah.
Just beat it.
Thanks for coming back around. Episode 32.2, the perplexity of October Pluribus.
Did you see the trailer for the new Michael movie?
No.
Oh, you should check it out.
Yeah. Sip Social Ice Shine. Thank you.
Across this desert land, like an online cheers, where everyone's known by name, sharing laughter, wisdom, and playing life's game. Sip Social Ice Shine, that's the motto.